Welcome to the Day Trader and Swing Trader Setups watch list, where we look at stocks that broke out on our intraday alerts at the premium alerts at swingtradersetups.com. Intraday alerts create great day trading opportunities as well as carry forward for future days tradings on these breakout stocks. What we do is we review the live alerts that came out intraday on our website for our premium alert subscription holders. We'll keep up with 475 stocks there, and for the breakouts and the breakdowns, they're time stamped with the price, time of the alert, and the time of the post. And also sometimes, like UPS shown here, actually has been on the bull zone for about $7 from several days ago, and this morning it gapped down, and so when it came through the current bull zone breakout, it gave another great alert for an intraday trade setup. So we're reviewing those alerts from our watch list of 475 stocks, as well as scanning for 5 through 5,000 stocks at the end of the day for other alerts similar that came out on different stocks off of our watch list. By subscribing to our service, you're available to see these alerts as they come out early in the mornings or throughout the day. That gives you time to come in and review, see which stocks you might be interested in setting up a swing trade on. We even have these on a weekly alert, and weeklies are really for the long-term swing traders, a better setup on a weekly alert. And for multi-day trade swing traders, these daily breakouts. You also have time to go select some options if you're an option trader before the close of business, since the video comes out after hours. Now we're going to take a quick look at the watch list for the stocks that triggered today, then a quick 3-minute tutorial on support and resistance levels that are on our charts for the new viewers, and then we'll get right into the complete list, and we will go through chart by chart and give you a 10-second view of each chart so you can see what might or might not be at support and resistance levels on these alerts. Thanks for watching our video. Subscribe to our channel while you're here. Okay, what a day. With pullbacks like we had today, you don't get a lot of breakout stocks or even possibly breakdown stocks. We're going to show you what we got. This is what you're looking at now. We only had 5 that qualified for the bull break, and with the pullbacks, I'm sure the profits might have been higher at certain times. And then you had your gappers that we kind of disqualify as a swing trade till we watch them for a day or two. Had one weekly breakout, several breakdowns on the daily, and none on the week at all. So we're going to look at this one weekly real quick and do our little Q&A on the lines on the charts for the new watchers, and get right into these charts. Try to knock this thing out about 15 minutes. This is a mini tutorial on what the lines mean on my charts if you're a first-time viewer or been a while since you viewed. We're scanning on weekly and daily charts for my condition. When this green line is up, it's my bull zone, and when the red line is up, it's my bear zone. You need to be aware of support and resistance lines and what charts do at levels, and that's what these levels are for. Just quickly as I can do this, and we're going to put a video on YouTube getting more from your swing trading charts that'll be more detailed and look at more stocks, how they react to these lines. But the gist of what you see here is this is what I'm scanning for, and as you can see here, this showed up in the bear zone. It did go down for a few days, but these green lines are support, and that's why it fought for a few days, tried to bounce back up, headed back down again, came right back into the bull zone, a bear zone, excuse me, and continued on down. Now the lines, here's what they represent. A green line is a place that a stock went up to and rejected. So as this green line redrew itself every time we made highs right here, and then it stayed across here for reference points, continues the same line here for reference points. Resistance, when you get above it, becomes support. This green line was drawn way back in the history, and when this stock broke above this resistance level, when it came back down, it held it, it held it, it held it, it tested it and held it again and again. That was support. That's why I want you to be aware of what these lines mean. You'll see them on my charts. And then the activity that stocks do, sometimes they go, that's my first target, that's my second target. Many times stocks go target 1, pull back a little, target 2, then they may pull all the way back to 1 and go again if they're continuing an uptrend. In this case, it did the pull back. This blue line is a 50-period moving average. This orange line is a 200. So that's what I want you to be aware of as well. And then I have a pivot system that consists of this blue line at the top, yellow line at the bottom, and my target 1 and target 2. You'll see this particular day this stock gapped down, huge gap down, open way down here. The low on this stock was 169.68. I'm getting that right out of this box over here. And the value of that yellow line was 169.67. Within 1 cent, it held that line and bounced that day for a huge bounce. It's not a support level, but it's where I look for stocks to try to hold. It's where I look, if I'm short, say from here, this is where I'm looking to get out. I'm looking to move 2 levels, target 1, target 2, going up, target 1, target 2. The pink lines all represent places the stock has gone down to and bounced. This pink line is referencing this last pivot low. So as you're selling down into it, it may bounce again. If you get below it, then it becomes resistance. And that's all these lines mean. I just want you to know what they mean going forward. Thanks for watching the video. Let's get started. This one weekly was Yandex, YNDX. Gapped up this morning above the weekly breakout line, which is right here, $3.34 or $34.75. And you got these old highs back here you need to watch out for that you actually didn't close above, so you need to pay attention to that. There's your quick look at Yandex on the daily. Big run up, big pullback, which looks like a lot of stocks today. AGN got a day breakout on that. I've been talking about this stock for several days, in and out of this bull zone, and I even talked about it over the weekend. This continues to be an improving trade, and even with today, still up 83 cents over the break of today's bull zone. Not the first time we put this out. We put this out back on this day, and the value was 174.66 at that time. So this is up $4 from our first alert. ENR, this is a gapper. This was your value way down here. You need to wait and see what this does. It's dealing with this old high right here. But from the open price this morning, as it gapped up, real big range, and I'm sure a lot of the market sell-off had to do with this pulling back. That was about a $5 upside there for it pulled back. EPC, nice breakout off this base on the 50-day. This was your breakout level here at 61.62, and it held up pretty well through the day. LVS, another gapper. This is your resistance line, this high, this bar, support resistance. Came back, checked it, and did close above it. You're going to have to see what happens from there on a gapper and with the market as well. And QCOM, this thing's kind of in play. That don't mean it ain't breaking out. That don't mean the chart doesn't say where it broke out at. And I kind of like the way it looks now. Whether it goes a lot further with all the publicity and things that are going on, I have no idea. Let's look at your daily bear breaks. This stock has showed up last week down here. We talked about it over the weekend, went back and revisited support. This is a classic example of why I show you these lines. Went back to what was supports, now resistance, rejected further down today. Blue's been selling for weeks and took out the 50-day today and this support line, and this was our breakdown line at 168.18, down $5 from that alert. Hurts. Pretty ugly day today. Don't know why. Obviously something involved with what's going on there on the daily. That's a big down candle. NC, just continuation of this sell-off. It took out the 200 week today. Lumber liquidators through the 50 and the 200 today as it took out this alert area, and this runs a pretty good likelihood of revisiting this low down here. MDCO been in a base, just really double bottom, and you have to see what it does with this old low right here. MO sitting on the 50 and the 200 here. I ain't in love with this particular setup. This was the trigger level, but it's not really in a great base for me to be calling this a breakdown. This stock from the first day it triggered in still rejected the 50 today. Got a little lower and re-alerted, but it originally alerted back up here. That was a pretty big candle today. I think the range on this may be $7-8. High $15 range on this stock. This is not one I try to day trade. It gets pretty spready. This is just continuation. This triggered way back up here a week ago. That's what I was talking about over the weekend when I was teaching about. Just because it came out of the bull zone, it didn't keep the little red check mark by it, didn't mean it was out of the woods. It just meant it was basing sideways or whatever. And the fact that we keep this little yellow line on our recaps across our watch list shows that this is still intact for more downside, and today just further showed you that. I kind of like the way this is coming out of this base. And it lost a 50 day. This could probably give you some continuation here. You're sitting on top of the 50 week. Choppy little stock here. I don't have much of an opinion on this. Lost the 50 day on Friday, continued down today. Lost a 50 day a couple of days ago. That's your blue line right here. This has done a pretty good retracement. There's a possibility this could hold here. It did lose a weekly support line. I'll show you when I get these last couple of stocks. I'll come back to this and show that to you. Just showing the signs of breaking down here. Taking out this old high that was here. This could be a pretty good little setup here for some pullback. Of course, be aware of your 50 day and your support line, this pink line right here, and your 200 day as you make progress. TSN lost a 50 day today, and I kind of like the way this looks on the daily chart. And the last stock we're going to look at is WGO. Broke down today, broke out of all this base stuff here, and closed below the 50 day. I'm going to go back on the weekly and show you SHPG just because I want you to see this level. This is why I want you to have these lines on our subscribers. If you don't already have them, you know all you got to do is email and get them from me. This is your weekly support line. Now today, when this broke down on that daily bear zone, it went back and retested this support, today's high, and it failed. So that's not a good thing for this on the upside. It could be setting up for some more downside. Now the bear zone really alerted on this days ago. It just recame. Well, it actually didn't. It just now alerted. I'm not crazy about the overall setup, but you do need to be aware that the high today was right under that weekly support resistance line. So this is not a great stock to chart and really get a good feel for. That's all I got. Thanks for watching. Have a good evening.